8:26 in the morning. I just want to give you some added context regarding what I've already documented. Tiffany CHERREZ is documented by virtue of living at a crime scene and also the position of her vehicle in the parking lot, which is facing the exit of her, excuse me, she drives forward. She's backed into her parking spot. So I just want you to pay attention to the position of her vehicle while she is maintaining a position for purposes of using her brake lights as a method of light activity, showing, again, exhibiting demon possession. You're exhibiting demon possession in a very wildly obvious way while light is ricocheting as you're just driving a car. You're also demonstrating demon possession when you engage in the behavioral pattern of stalking in the path. You're not anything but a stalker in the specific environment, even when the light source is covered up. And she's stalking in the path using a vehicle to do so. And I also want you to see what was the position of her vehicle while she was parked in the parking lot this morning. She wasn't backed in and such that it would require her to be in the position of this right here. All right. So as I walk downstairs, I'm walking down to my office. She's in this position. So her vehicle was facing the opposite direction. And so she reverses and then she engages in turning in order to go pick up her daughter. This is what you see here. Okay. I just want you to look. This is where she was parked this morning. This is Tiffany CHERREZ that's engaged in criminal monitoring this morning with Universal Waste. She's on the grounds of the property. This is her white Telluride right here in the parking lot. You can see the dot on the screen. That's her. She's not backed into the parking spot. Now, is it possible that she went somewhere, she left, she came back, and then she drove past her apartment in order to reverse again and drive back toward her apartment? Sure. Okay. She's typically stopping at the fire lane, all that. All I'm letting you know is this is nothing other than a psychopath that's tracking your steps, is aware of where I'm located. And you know this because of the specific environment. And so when you're aware of the environment that's surrounding and you're understanding what is targeting, how you're recognizing the targeting, then you're looking at and you are able to process in your mind, wow, so you're literally sitting, waiting, knowing, and then acting. That's weird. Okay. Weird is synonymous with regard to the federal prosecution. That's bringing your mind state into controversy. It's necessarily relevant for purposes of your federal prosecution. Okay, that's revealing what is that mental illness. Okay, it would be referred to as a psychopath. This is somebody that knows what's wrong. They know right from wrong. They know what's acceptable. They know what's legal and illegal. All right, and so do these corrupt law enforcement agencies. So you're talking about what is the whole system premised upon? Secrecy, malice, the appearance of normalcy. There's nothing normal about this scene right here in the specific environment. It's relevant positioning and light activity. All right. And it's also what is ambush conduct. This is somebody that's lying in wait. Okay. And not only that, you have what is the position, just to give you greater context. Earlier this morning, while she is in relevant position with this demon Universal Waste, she's monitoring while that demon's the means of amplified audible activity and helicopter activity. And this is her white Telluride that is not parking with her rear toward the out. That would require this sort of position upon simultaneously being present in front of me. So unless she was just doing donuts in the parking lot, she just engaged in driving in. She was going to park. Maybe she changed her mind, forgot her daughter, and that's why she's in this position. But I'm just letting you know how she was parked, how she always parks her vehicle, how she always goes to the fire lane like you saw on Monday when she was being demonic, stalking, and she opens her door and engineer light moves all across the apartment building. And then the demons of Universal Waste drive by. Engineer light moves across her vehicle and the apartment building. And this is another act of what is hostility and retaliation by a mentally disturbed individual, illustrative of the mental illness of the demon possessed who are engaging in this criminal conduct. Every adjective that I just used is supported by the evidence, by the way. Every adjective I just used is supported by the evidence of the criminal system. She is engaging in what is stalking in the path of light. That is meeting. While I walk downstairs, as she is maintaining presence in the path, she is maintaining for purposes of crossing my path, which is what is group stalking. And demons maintain presence in your path as a group with methods of light. So this is occurring on a massive scale where you have the light source that remains above your head, and everywhere you're moving, demons are just moving all around you. They're monitoring you all together. Okay. You can do this while and be clear, engineer light remains. I've shown you, you've seen it in the shade. You see it in my apartment at nightfall. You see where I'm standing outside and it looks like a gang is surrounding me and it's only my shadow. It's just my shadow surrounding me. Alrighty, literally gang stalking through the light activity, and that's how they're creating it. And so the entity is keeping and she is the entity. This is Tiffany Cherrez. She's the entity, and so she's crossing paths using her vehicle as a means of stepping on her brake lights. And how does this demon want to do that? Oh, I'm reversing and I'm turning back and I'm going to pick up my daughter and then I'm driving off because I know nothing about the target. And this is the psychopath narrative. Okay, she's stalking in the path, meeting me, lying in wait. All right. And this is all reasonably deduced from the scene of from the crime scene, the specific environment and the pattern. Okay. And this is literally a documented terrorist with the directed light. So this is the same conduct you saw with light flinging it all over the place. She's doing the same thing now using her vehicle as a method of light. Okay. So this is a psychopath by virtue of engaging in that. Okay. And failing at looking like you're doing anything other than that. That's what the demon possessed seek to do. Okay, so she's stalking in the path, and I'm just showing you how her vehicle was parked. So this position doesn't even make sense in the first place. She could drive straight out, pick up her daughter, but what's she doing? She's reversing in front of me, and that's called stalking in the path. Okay, and whether she went to the store, drove back into the parking lot, was going to her parking space, or parked in her parking space and then reversed all the way back, and she just stayed at the open pathway right there, just so happened to be coincident. Just want to let you know there are no coincidences. Any sort of storyline that would exist before she is crossing path, it is the P.O.C. Okay, but I just want to, this is common sense. Just want to let you know what common sense is. This is how this demon was parked. This is how this demon was parked this morning. All right, she was not backed in. Okay, so she could drive right out. The entity engaging what is meeting me as I get to the open pathway, and she's using her vehicle as a means of light in the path, which is what demons do. Okay, using your brake lights in the specific environment is a method of light activity. It's not just any normal person pressing their brakes. Okay, because I use my brakes, but I'm not gang stalking anybody. Okay, there's a difference. But by virtue of being in the specific environment where I'm surrounded, it's serving for monitoring myself. It's facilitation, but I'm not a part of the crime. They're monitoring me. All right, they're surrounding in it's a demonic environment, but the specific environment, engineered light, the engineered environment is around. It's not a natural environment. You see that through the multiple shadows, the light above my head, the light appearing and disappearing. All right, a demon using their brake lights, their hazard lights, their signals, their turn signals, they're monitoring. This is just something, the greater context, you're just not aware of it. So I just wanted to show you this. This was a demon engaging in what is the futile act, the self-destructive conduct. It's facilitation of Nova. This is the license plate 54971P3. They're also monitoring me inside of my private space. And as I walk downstairs, they're also monitoring in concert with this demon, Tiffany Cherrez, which represents the people of the state. I'm just speaking to all of the aspects of the people of the state that are monitoring in concert as I documented this criminal act underway as the entity is engaging in the P.O.C. in concert with minors. And that's what this represents right here. This is her 15-year-old daughter who is engaging in the pattern of conduct with her. And I want to be clear, she's not an innocent bystander. She's literally documented engaging in what is surveillance inside of the laundry room, engaging in what is the demonic behavioral pattern with her minor siblings, her younger siblings, like the little babies, her little sisters. And she also is aware of the fact, and this is the demonic. Okay, they know even when they don't have to be looking at you, they don't have to be in the room with you. She's exhibited all this while I've been documenting her. And I'm referencing the 15-year-old. She's aware of the fact that she's being documented. And so while I'm in my office getting up to go out, the demons know what you're doing when you're doing it. And so you're talking about leaving the scene. I've documented her walking out of the laundry room, telling her little baby sister to go back upstairs because she's aware of documentation that's underway. All right. And this is the 15-year-old that has exhibited knowledge of what she's engaging in. And she's monitoring right now with her mother. Her mother's going to federal prison for that crime, period. But I also want to be clear, what I'm documenting is a minor that is aware of what she's doing, speaking to what is criminal liability for group stalking. So I just want to point that out. It is currently, again, 8:35 a.m. and I want to make sure that I document this. You're understanding what is the greater context of what's underway, what is the necessarily very disturbing mind state of the entity that's engaging in this criminal system. And everything that you're seeing now, this is the state acting via LAPD. The Los Angeles Police Department, the state is monitoring via a minor child. The state is monitoring via a mentally deranged group stalker. The entity suffers from the same mental illness. It's demon possession. And they're federally stalking on the internet. Okay? It's P.O.C. It's currently 8:35 a.m.